Hello, everyone. This is your host, Sirisha Akela, and I welcome you back to another wonderful episode of Life Musings by Dr. Padmaja Nandigama. I hope you are enjoying this session so far. This episode is about the topic, Can Women Have It All? Which is the age-old problem of work-life balance and the argument made that women can't rise to the highest levels of their chosen careers and still have sufficient time with their families. Our coach, Dr. Padmaja Nandigama, is a psychology faculty, life coach, motivational speaker, and also an academic advisor. I'm so grateful to have you here, Dr. Padmaja Garu.
Thank you, Sirisha. I'm really excited to be talking about this topic today. Can women have it all?
Exactly. Yeah, me too. Yeah. So can anyone, women or men, expect to have it all?
It is like our utopian dream that we want to have everything which we wish for, be it your career, your family, the perfect balance, right?
Correct.
But it is hard. But, we are getting there. And also it depends upon our expectations, right. What we want, because each one of us have our own individual choices, things which will make you happy may not be making me happy and vice versa. Right. Yeah. So it is about our choices and priorities which we make in our life. But then what I would say is we should be prepared. We should be prepared come what may. That is the first step. That is the first step, that we should train our children to be financially, academically independent so that they can go ahead and deal with any stress or any challenges that life throws at them.
That's true. Yeah. That's true. So what are the challenges that are faced by working women, and what are the challenges that are faced by a non-working woman, and which is better?
There is no comparison. As I said, sometimes you see that a lot of women who are highly qualified could be staying home because to take care of the family. There are, statistics showing us that, women take this hit towards their careers because their peak career time coincides with their years where they are childbearing time.
Absolutely.
So because of the clash during that time, during that peak time, so they have to forego one thing, or they have to make compromises. Most often it is going to be their career. And, obviously, traditionally, we have seen women stay at home, taking care of the families, balancing the house and the children and the husband, etc., while the husbands went out and were the main breadwinners.
Correct.
Women were holistic. They were balancing everything. They were more emotional. They were more verbal. So they could be more in touch with the family. And children depended more on the mothers. And also our brain is made such, as they say, maternal instinct. You could be working for many hours. And the fathers could be staying home, taking care of the kid, doing the same things as the mom does. But still, after you come back home, the child, very coolly, calmly says, yeah, dad did everything, but it's not like what you did. Right? So, so there is this preference. There is that maternal instinct which comes with it. But research has shown that, women are making progress, but they're not making progress at the pace which we want.
Correct.
Still you can see that there is for every dollar a man earns who is equally qualified or in the same qualification as the women, women are drawing only 78 cents.
Wow.
Right? So there is that wage difference still. And women who are overachievers, meaning who are in their professional careers like doctors, engineers, managers, or CEOs. So they are, staying or, unmarried in comparison to the men who are in those high achieving positions. Okay, now they are unmarried, or, they get married, but you see that increasingly they are remaining childless.
Yeah.
Because of the, again, competition, because they have to balance.
Yeah.
So what they have found is high achieving women are working more than 55 hours a week.
Wow.
So do the math. If you're working 55 hours a week, that means 13-hour days, including your work, your meetings, your commute, etc. So after 13 hours a day, what energy are you going to have? Like after you come back home and, balance the house. And apart from this, you are seeing that women who are working come home and have to do the chores.
Yeah.
Because men who are, okay, you might say, okay, men are also working the same amount of hours, or if not more. But when they come home, you see that only 9% of men are doing household chores. So there you go. So which meaning that most women who are working out are also working and taking care of the household chores. So that kind of difference is what is creating that barrier for women to push themselves in the career. Obviously it's your biological clock, as they say. You need to have kids at certain age to reach your expectation to settle your kids by the time you are going to be retiring, or you are going to be in your 70s of age. So
wow.
Yeah.
So that brings me to the follow-up question that underneath the women being doing everything by themselves, and they are kind of teetering on the edge of burnout.
Right.
So what are your thoughts on that?
Oh, definitely. See, burnout, other than depression and anxiety, you see burnout. Many of us get confused with depression. Oh, am I depressed? I feel low in energy. I feel a lot of fatigue. I don't want to do anything after going to work and coming back with the stresses at work and stresses at home. I don't feel like socializing. I don't feel like cooking. That is not depression. That is like burnout. Increasing amounts of fatigue, and you don't want to move or do anything. So here I would like to give some tips for women. Learn to delegate. Take help. Take hire help. All of us come home and cook. But I would encourage that you should cook, but then plan, have a schedule. Maybe cook 2 times a week, or cook on the weekends, and plan your meals, and chip in your help, through your other family members. Teach your kids to do their chores or pack their lunches. And also you have to be smart. Not work smart, not work hard. Right. So here, while you are doing all that you are supposed to be doing at work and at home, here are some of the tips which you should be doing. As I said, take help, and also talk with your employer and see if you can telecommute. Because with this pandemic, now all of us have become proficient and efficient working from home, right? You should also look into options of flex time, and telecommuting, or compressed week hours, where you can still be productive, still be putting in what you want to put in at work, but then do it at your pace and, at your flexibility. So those are, you should be smart, as I said, because these are the options that are there. You should open and talk about it and discuss with your colleagues, and also every chance you get, lean in. You should lean in. There are fellow women colleagues, peers who are going through the same things, but you hesitate to talk. You should share your strengths, you should share your weaknesses, exchange ideas, pitch in, help each other, cover each other up. That way we can all grow together. We can be empowered together.
Great advice. So during this COVID-19, this has sent women's progress a little backward. So the impact of pandemic that has affected the childcare, and especially the families with working mothers and the moms of color. So what do you think about that?
Oh, yes. See, good question here. When you say moms of color, because we come from different cultures, individualist societies and collectivist societies. Individualist societies are mostly Western cultures, who are generally nuclear families, and where they function by themselves. They are very independent. And other half is like collectivist cultures, where Asian Americans, Afro Americans, Mexican Americans, Middle Easterners will live in joint families. We have families here living together. So there are advantages and disadvantages. As you said, because of the pandemic, now everybody is in the house It's a full house. We had to
Yes.
balance so many schedules
Right.
now, and everybody is doing meetings everywhere.
Yeah, it's never ending.
Never ending,
Yeah.
and the idea is that, oh, you are at home, you don't have to
Yeah.
commute, so now I'm going to work those 2 hours too.
Exactly.
Right?
Exactly.
So now the more pressure.
Yeah.
So you have to understand that you have to have a schedule, and you have to stick to that schedule, and make sure that you can only do so much, and set your expectations and realistic goals. Even with your kids, they should understand that you deserve time for yourself.
Yeah.
Your mom is also working, which means when she's in a meeting, you cannot disturb.
Yeah.
It's a real meeting,
Yeah.
even though she's at home. So they should understand that. Have those limitations and expectations set. Yeah.
Amazing. So coming to the kids, like how should we raise our daughters, and what sort of advice and expectations should we give them?
Again, very good question, because in a lot of societies, you see that there is gender difference. Right from birth, we say, oh, this is a boy. He can, go out and stay and party for however long. But you are a girl. You have to be home by 10 o'clock, okay? And you need to know how to make the perfect bread, the round-shaped bread. You need to know how to cook rice, make the table, make the beds. It doesn't matter if you are an engineer, doctor. I don't care. You need to learn this. I mean, you might be wondering, why is she talking about this? I don't see this in my families. Let me tell you, 70% of traditional families still do this. We expect this. We have this undertone, that you're a girl. You are supposed to be dainty. You are supposed to be presentable. You are supposed to be doing household chores. He's a boy. Tomorrow all he needs to do is go work and feed the family, right? We need to change that outlook. We need to change that mindset, because you might say, I'm not like that, or I'm very modern, I'm very proactive in my thinking. But no, implicitly you will set those biases in the house. So you have to be very careful, and you have to choose the right behavior, so that, because your children are going to model after you. Be a good role model, and make sure that you set equal standards both for your sons and daughters. So you have to teach your sons to be, efficient at household work, at household chores. Teach them to cook. Teach them to take care of their siblings. Help them learn to set up the house. And on the same hand, make your girl child to be financially savvy. Let her go run errands and take care of the house. What I'm trying to tell you here is, teach your both male and female child to be independent, holistically, in every way, because it is going to be an advantage for them. Yes. Tomorrow, if your son gets married to a doctor, then he will be able to take care of the household chores, able to take care of his children while his wife is working, instead of just sitting and starving, right? That way, it's going to be beneficial for him and for his family. So it's a win-win situation. Correct. So it is on our part to teach our children to be, independent in every way. So that's one tip I would tell, that we have to step up our game. We have to step up this path, so that our children are going to be benefiting out of this. Absolutely. Yeah.
So what do you think is the underlying message? How can we learn from this, and how can we learn to balance it out?
I would say that, yes, women are breaking the glass ceilings. You're seeing more and more women in CEO positions. You're seeing women in Supreme Court justice positions, right? More power to women, but we have got a long way to go. We have still, we have to work hard, and we have to create our own path. So for creating that path, set that stone, set that stepping stones, and it starts from home. It starts from home. It starts from educating your kids in what they want to achieve and how they should create their own future, right? So be that role model, show that strength and show them way to empower themselves. So, yeah.
Well, it's just finding a sense of your own self and sense of balance.
Yes.
Right? With what's important to you. Thank you so much, Padmaja Garu.
Yeah. Thank you again, Sirisha. Hope everybody can find that perfect work-life balance in your lives. Yeah.
We'll meet again with more great topics like this in our coming episodes. Please subscribe to Mana TV YouTube, Mana TV Facebook channel, and watch us on YUPP Network. Thank you for all for joining us. Stay healthy, stay happy, and stay smiling. Goodbye.